I don't think it's a huge shock to see the company back away from the numbers that it had given investors when, it's been, a matter of hours that the administration has changed yet again its approach to automotive tariffs. I do think that the relief that the administration announced last night will be helpful on an incremental basis, but it is still a matter of, saying we're not going to do, sort of the most out there thing of stacking tariffs on top of one another. We are still, however, going to hit, parts and car imports, and that is still going to be extremely disruptive. And so, you have the CEOs of companies in Detroit coming out and saying, thank you, Mr. President, for not doing the worst. But if you parse their statements closely, they're saying that these moves will mitigate the damage. It won't do away with them entirely. And so, how do you sort of, offer guidance with any confidence, given that you don't know just how long these tariffs are going to stick around, and just how dug in this administration is, given the extent to which they've kind of taken one step forward, one step back over and over again.
So, Craig, lots of questions here for the operational side of the business, but also I think for the capital return program, the buyback over at GM as well. What does this mean for that, Craig?
I mean, that's been, sort of Mary Barra's calling card, right? Where this is a company that, hasn't done everything right. The strategy has been to try and, kind of replicate Tesla and get people excited about GM's electric vehicles. And for years, it was also to get them excited about self-driving and autonomy. I think the electric vehicle side is picking up momentum, but they had a significant step back on, the self-driving side and did away with Cruise, essentially absorbed that business. But all the while, the sort of old school business within GM of making big trucks and SUVs has done quite well. And, Barra has managed this company in a way that has allowed for them to do a lot of returning to shareholders. And to the extent that can't continue this year because of the commands on the company's cash, dealing with tariffs and potentially making some investments that it might not have otherwise as a result of these levies, it may be a setback to some of the momentum that we've seen with GM in the Mary Barra era.